We're very, very grateful and thankful to Rabbi Rimon taking some time out of his very busy schedule to address the Talmidim. Rabbi Rimon has been so instrumental in answering shilas for Klal Yisrael, for the soldiers on the front lines, giving chizuk, and showing up to places and bases where soldiers are and giving chizuk and running around to offer chizuk to all of Klal Yisrael. We are so appreciative that he has some time for us as well to share his experiences and his stories and his godless with us. So thank you, Rabbi Rimon.
תודה רבה, ברשות הרב, רב לאו, יישר כוח, יש פה מקום, שלום לכולם. It's so nice to be here again. I think the last shiur I gave was in the Beis Midrash on Shemitah. I'm not sure, but I think so. And you know, Hashem gives us other subjects to speak on and to deal on. In our world now, there are things that are very challenging and difficult. Soldiers that are killed, injured soldiers, widows, orphans. And on one hand, I feel the pain all the time. I'm with them, I'm trying to help them. Leila Seder I made with 400 widows and orphans. I'm going once, twice, or 3 times a week from the beginning of the war to visit injured soldiers. I'm speaking to the families, the hostages. I feel the pain. But on the other hand, we are in a special time. In a special time that we didn't see for thousands of years. I feel it also sometimes with the widows and the injured soldiers, but especially I go around a lot to give chizuk to soldiers in the north, in the south, in Gaza, and you see things that we didn't see for thousands of years. Pogroms, we had all our history. All our history, Goyim tried to kill us. But always after a pogrom, we had to wait 1 year, 2 years, few years, till we be quiet and to start again. It's first time in history that the same day of the pogrom, we succeeded to fight back, to defend ourselves. Something like this never happened. And although it's complicated and challenging, we're in a special time. We're in redemption time. We are on the best time of Am Yisrael, almost all our history. From the time we became a nation, maybe we had 150 years better, maybe. It's complicated, challenging, but to see, Baruch Hashem, after thousands of years, we return back to Eretz Israel. We have a strong state. Almost in everything, we are one of the 10 first one in the world. Not speaking just Torah, but high-tech and medicine and reaching the space and almost everything. Measure of happiness. In the war, all the countries in the world are trying to be... we are number 5 in the world. Last year, number 4. It's okay in wartime to go from 4 to 5. It's okay. But to see something happens, we see Eretz Asher Enei Hashem Elokecha Ba. We see Hashem is with us. Hashem helps us. You see something special. You see Shechina. And you see it also everywhere, but especially now in the army camps. Hashem Elokecha mithalech b'kerev machanecha. Hashem is with us in the army camps, להצילך, to save you, rescue you, לתת אויביך לפניך. Hashem Elokecha מתהלך בקרב מחניך. Where in the Torah we have again that Hashem מתהלך. Where we have it? גן עדן. השם מתהלך בגן עדן, והשם מתהלך במחנה צבאי, in an army camp. And everyone that went there, and I was there, feels it. You feel שכינה במחנה. I have to tell you, because the Torah says, I feel that it also has a few nafkaminot le'alacha. It doesn't matter now, but I'll tell you one. Soldiers in Gaza asked me if to say tachnun, if to say nefilat apayim. So usually the minhag following rokeach in Rama that you do nefilat apayim just if you have Sefer Torah. Of Soloveitchik had another system, but most of the world follows Rama, do nefilat apayim just if you have Sefer Torah. But minhag Yerushalayim to do nefilat apayim also without Sefer Torah, because Yerushalayim is lifnei Hashem. And I told the soldiers in Gaza, of course you do nefilat apayim, because the Torah says Hashem Elokecha mithalech bekerev vachanecha. Hashem is there. When Hashem is there, you don't need Sefer Torah. You can do nefilat apayim also without Sefer Torah. You see the brave soldiers. For thousands of years we didn't see things like this. You see thousands and thousands of soldiers that are ready to risk their life to save Am Yisrael. You know, in the world, who is the center? All the world, the individual, הבן אדם, הוא המרכז. And you see in Am Yisrael, hundreds of thousands of people that shows us that the center is Am Yisrael, that the center is Hashem. And you see the soldiers, the brave soldiers that are fighting and doing everything for Am Yisrael, doing everything to save the life of the friends, putting themselves in danger. You see the families, you see the wives of the Chayalim. I'm helping, we are trying with Sulamot, my organization, to help also soldiers and injured soldiers and widows and orphans. But now, in the last 2 months, I'm trying to focus on the wives of the soldiers. Because the wives of the soldiers, it's already third time. I just heard one down, one said, someone said also that her son-in-law, third time already in reserve, 200, 300 days. Most of them have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids. It's complicated. It's okay. They say go, and you know that around half of them are yeshivish. Hesder, mechinot, you see, also when they are killed. לצערנו, you see. So they have lots of kids, and I'm trying now to help their wives, to see the giborot, the heroes. But you see the power, you see the energy. And especially now, you know, in Chanukah, we have one miracle of Nes HaMilchama. Another one of Nes Pach HaShemen. What is more important, Nes HaMilchama or Nes Pach HaShemen? If we wouldn't have, let's say, Nes Pach HaShemen, okay, we know what we know, we would wait another week. If we wouldn't have the miracle of the war, it would be disaster. But the Gemara in Shabbat Daf Kaf Aleph brings just Nes Pach HaShemen. In Al HaNisim we say the Milchama. And there are a lot of explanations why. But Maharal explains that the war is the main miracle. But without Nes Pach HaShemen, we could be confused and think that maybe the Maccabim were strong, they knew how to do it, and they succeeded. Nes Pach HaShemen shows us that Hashem is behind everything. And I want to tell you, in our war, we have so many Nes Pach HaShemen. So much that, tell me miracles in the last 3 months. Miracles in this war. Okay, we'll start. First miracle is twice with hundreds of missiles from Iran that came to Israel twice. Science wrote that if we would have 85% of success, it would be a miracle. But 99% is something that we cannot explain at all. It's above a miracle. The pagers and the walkie-talkie, you heard about it? You understand what a miracle? Of course, Tzahal did things, but it's wow. And Nasrallah Yimach Shmo and all his team, you know, Hezbollah is huge. Who was so quickly we succeeded to destroy 80% of all the commanders of Hezbollah. And Sinwar Yimach Shmo, and all the people that, you understand the miracle with Sinwar? It's not just that he went out of the tunnel. It's not just that we killed him. It was another miracle. What's another miracle? No, usually when we kill, you don't, there's so many people there that are covered with stones, you don't know who did you kill. Just few hours afterwards they went to check. And by chance, or by siyata dishmaya, that's all it's him. If they wouldn't recognize him, you know what would happen? It would be exactly an opposite effect. Always they would say in history that no one could kill Sinwar. To understand the miracles. And now with Syria, you understand that Syria is one of the most dangerous enemies of the state of Israel. And who would imagine that in 2 days we succeeded to destroy the army and the air force and the missiles of Iran with even, Baruch Hashem, not one injured soldier. You understand? Who would think on a miracle like this? You understand? Hashem makes up things. It's remind me the big miracle of Milchemet Ashur with Chizkiyahu. The things that we have here in the size of Tanakh. Miracles we cannot explain. This is Nespach Hashem, and that shows us that all the war, Hashem is behind everything. And I want to share with you now a question that we are going to learn in the source pages that I received a few weeks after the beginning of the war. A young lady calls me and says, Rebbe, we are a young couple, we are married for a while, we tried to be pregnant and we didn't succeed. We did treatment, other things. Now I received a positive answer, I'm pregnant. I said, wow, mazel tov, b'sha'ah tova. And then she says, my husband is in Gaza. I didn't speak to him for 2 weeks. You know, there are no cell phones in the war. I know that in 2 days he's going to call me for 2 minutes. I'm so excited. I want so much to share with him that I'm pregnant. But Rebbe, I called you because I don't know if I'm allowed to do it. Why? Because I know that Rambam writes that when you go in war, do not think not on your wife and not on your children, just on Am Yisrael, וידע שמלחמת השם הוא עושה, she tells me. So Arav, may I share with him that I'm pregnant? What do you say on a lady like this? Wow, נכון? No one is like Am Yisrael. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. A few months ago came to Israel a colonel from a very high degree in the American army, and he came to Israel to see difference between American army and Tzahal and IDF. And he spent a few days with the officers, and then he asked them, are there spiritual difference? Are there morality difference? So they told him, go and speak with Rabbi Rimon. He wrote books for the army soldiers. Okay, he came to me with a priest that in charge on religion in the army, in the American army. I'm not used to sit with priests, but I sat with them for a few hours, and I just shared questions that I received from army soldiers, like this question from the one. They were crying. They were crying, and I shared also lots of morality questions. They were, wow, they said, soldiers are, wow, such a higher level of morality, crying. After 2 hours, I turned to the priest and I asked him, tell me, do you receive questions like this from your soldiers? He said, no. I said, okay, that's the difference. To understand, no one is like Am Yisrael. No one gets close to us at all. You see in this war, wow. And you see this lady. You won't find another lady in the world, also if her husband is a soldier that has questions like this. And it's just Am Yisrael. To understand Am Yisrael. And I can sit here and just share questions for a few days. Exciting questions. Okay, so let's try to answer this lady. The Torah says, דברים, פרק ז', כי תאמר בלבבך, רבים הגויים האלה ממני. איכה אוכל להורישם. לא תירא מהם. זכור, תזכור את אשר עשה השם אלוקיך לפרעה ולכל מצרים. The Torah tells us, you shall not have fear from them. לא תערוץ מפניהם. Don't be scared, don't be afraid. כי השם אלוקיך בקרבך אל גדול ונורא. What's the reason why we should not be afraid? Because Hashem is with us. השם אלוקיך בקרבך. The Torah says the same thing in דברים פרק ג' ואת יהושע ציוויתי בעת ההיא לאמור עיניך הרואות את כל אשר עשה אדוני אלוהיכם לשני המלכים האלה כן יעשה אדוני לכל הממלכות אשר אתה עובר שמה like Hashem did to Sichon and Og is going to do to all your enemies. לא תיראו, you shall not be scared כי השם אלוקיכם הוא הנלחם לכם. The Torah says here, why not to be scared? Not just Hashem is with us, Hashem is fighting for us. And a third time, דברים פרק כ', פרשת שופטים. והיה כקרובכם אל המלחמה וניגש הכהן ודיבר אל העם ואמר עליהם שמע ישראל אתם קרבים היום למלחמה על אויביכם אל ירח לבבכם אל תיראו ואל תחפזו ואל תרצו מפניהם. You shall not be scared, don't be afraid כי השם אלוקיכם ההולך עמכם להילחם לכם אויביכם להושיע אתכם. The Torah tells us don't be scared, not just because Hashem is with you, not just because Hashem is fighting for you, but because also Hashem is going to save you, להושיע אתכם. And this מצווה is brought in ספר המצוות. לא תעשה מצווה נ"ח, והמצווה הנ"ח היא שהזהירנו מלירה מן הכופרים בעת המלחמה. It's very interesting how the Rambam calls Hamas and Hezbollah, how he calls them? כופרים. פיקוירס, כויפר. Everyone that tries to kill Am Yisrael, חז"ל taught us, מלחמת השם במדיין, נקמת ישראל במדיין, as if he tries, חס וחלילה, to damage קדוש ברוך הוא. מי שנלחם עם ישראל, נלחם עם השם. So they consider as כופרים. ושלא נברח מפניהם. We mustn't escape. אבל חובה עלינו להתגבר ולעמוד ולהתחזק כנגד העם האחר. We have to be strong. וכל מי שיסוג אחור ויברח, everyone that retreats, runs away, כבר עבר על לא תעשה. והוא אמרו יתעלה, לא תערוץ מפניהם. ונכפלה הזרה ואמר, לא תיראו, you should not have fear of them. ונכפל הציווי, וזה העניין הרבה. כלומר, שלא יברחו ולא ישובו לאחור בעת המלחמה. You mustn't escape, you mustn't retreat in a war time. כי בעניין זה אפשר לקיים אמונת האמת. It's also interesting that a war brings us to אמונה. It's very interesting. אפשר לקיים אמונת האמת. I want to tell you, in Gaza, in Lebanon, the אמונה is so strong, unbelievable. Not just, okay, half of them are frum and yeshivish, but also the other half. Also people that are not frum at all, and not observant. You see emuna of most, you see tzitziot. Almost everyone has tzitzis. Most of them are putting tefillin every day. See something special of emuna that also goes in the machane. Rambam brings this rule again in Hilchot Melachim. פרק ז' הלכה ט"ו, and this is the halacha that is this lady quote. ומאחר שייכנס בקשרי המלחמה, יישען על מקווה ישראל ומושיעו ועת צרה. When you go in the war, you should lean, you should trust on השם, וידע שעל ייחוד השם הוא עושה מלחמה. You are doing the war of God, of השם, וישים נפשו בכפו, ולא יירא ולא יפחד. You mustn't have fear, you mustn't be scared, ולא יחשוב, לא באשתו ולא בבניו. Don't think not on your wife and not on children, אלא ימחה זיכרונם מליבו. Don't think about them at all, erase them from your memory. ויפנה לכל דבר למלחמה. Think just on the war. וכל המתחיל לחשוב ולהרהר במלחמה ומבהיל לעצמו, everyone that starts to think and scares himself, עובר בלא תעשה, שנאמר אל ירח לבבכם, אל תראו ואל תחפזו ואל תארצו מפניהם, ותהיה כוונתו לקדש את השם בלבד. I want to ask you, do you see difference between רמב"ם in ספר המצוות and רמב"ם in הלכות מלכים?
In the Sefer Mitzvot, the Rambam is commanding what you shouldn't do with your actions, but in Mishneh Torah, it seems to be commanding how you should feel and think.
So באמת, if you look in ספר המצוות, you see that the Rambam speaks about actions. You mustn't escape. You mustn't retreat. He speaks all the time about actions. In ספר הלכות מלכים, Rambam speaks about feelings, about emotions. Look, the words, יישען, יש trust השם, וידע שעל ייחוד השם הוא עושה מלחמה, וישים נפשו בכפו, ולא יירא ולא יפחד ולא יחשוב. You see how many words that speak all the time on their emotions. לא באשתו ולא בבניו, אלא ימחה זיכרונה מליבו, ויפנה מכל דבר למלחמה. Also, don't think on anything else, just on the war. וכל המתחיל לחשוב ולהרהר במלחמה ומבהיל עצמו, עובר ולא תעשה, שנאמר ותהיה כוונתו לקדש את השם בלבד. Maybe 10 times in this short halacha, Rambam speaks on the emotions. Okay, so how do we solve those two Rambams? Sometimes we can say, you know, maybe Rambam, he wrote first Sefer HaMitzvot, then he wrote Mishneh Torah, maybe חזר בו, maybe things different. But here, Rambam doesn't allow us to say these teruts, because if you look, Rambam has an akdama, like introduction to הלכות מלכים, and he writes בהקדמה שלא לערוץ ולחזור לאחור בשעת מלחמה. לא לערוץ ולחזור לאחור. This is like ספר המצוות. So in the הקדמה, in הלכות מלכים, he writes like ספר המצוות. And in ספר המצוות, he has also like an תוכן, contents, and he says שלא יראו אנשי המלחמה ושלא יפחדו מן האויבים משעת מלחמה, שנאמר לא תרוץ לפניהם לא תיראום. The Rambam here in ספר המצוות speaks like הלכות מלכים. Okay, now we have to solve those two Rambams. So, what do you say? Okay.
I think that the in Hilchot Melachim, the Rambam is telling us how to fulfill the Rambam in Sefer Mitzvot by focusing our thoughts on Hashem and on Am Yisrael, and by not being afraid, then we're not going to run away from the war.
Okay, so you say the mitzvah is not to run away of the war, not to retreat. How do you do it? In Hilchot Melachim, Rambam will tell you how to do it. Don't be afraid, don't be scared, don't think, don't... Okay?
Maybe you could say there's a difference between the Ma'aser Mitzvah and the Kiyum HaMitzvah. The Ma'aser Mitzvah is not to run away, but the Kiyum HaMitzvah is the Kiyum Shebalev, not to be afraid.
So you say maybe the mitzvah of the mitzvah is not to run away, and the kiyum of mitzvah is balev. If we say this, so the mitzvah, what is the mitzvah? I mean, you said mitzvah, but the mitzvah, what is the nekuda of the mitzvah? The mitzvah is in your heart. So we can say exactly the opposite. We can say that maybe the mitzvah is in your heart. You shall not be afraid, should not be scared. Now you say this Maisa mitzvah, or let's say, how do we know? You know, if you are scared a little, everyone that's scared a little, okay, this is already, he has a sin. You know, normal soldiers, they have a moment that they are scared. It can be. It's normal. Sometimes you are scared and, okay, it's no problem of being scared in this case. But if you retreat, if you escape, then it shows that your emotions are so strong of scaring that then you have a sin. Not because you retreat, because you were scared. But the Maaseh shows us that you're scary, that your fear was so strong. We have something similar in Lo Tachmod. Lo Tachmod, I'll do it shortly now, but Lo Tachmod, Rambam says that, we'll say following the Gemara, that Lo Tachmod is not just if you feel in your heart. Lo Tachmod, it's just if you take. אם אתה עושה מעשה, let's say someone has something nice and you like it. You don't have a sin of Lo Tachmod. It's not the best, and Ibn Ezra and the Torah speaks on it, but it's not a sin. And if you convince him, give it to me, and he gave it to you, then you have the Isur of Lo Tachmod. In Machloket, if you paid for it, didn't pay, it doesn't matter. And Rambam says, ואין לוקים עליו זה, you have no malchus on Lo Tachmod. Why? כי זה לאו שאין בו מעשה. The Ravid asks, אין לך מעשה גדול מנתינת חפץ. I said, what do you mean? לאו שאין בו מעשה. Of course זה עם מעשה. Lo Tachmod is not in your heart. It's just if you took the חפץ, just then you have Lo Tachmod. היכן מעשה גדול מנתינת חפץ, Ravid says. And Ravid explained in another way why there is no malchut on Lo Tachmod. How can we explain Rambam? It seems that Rambam thinks that really the sin, the issue is in the heart, Lo Tachmod. But just if you are doing Maaseh, you are taking the chefetz, you are taking something from your friend, then it shows that your machshava is so strong that then you have an isur on Lo Tachmod. But the isur is not of taking the chefetz. Taking the chefetz is a maaseh that showed your kavana, your feelings, and the isur is on your feelings. And also here, so we can explain in two ways, but I think the second one seems more because the Torah tells us lo tira mehem. The Torah speaks about feelings. Lo tira mehem, so it seems that the issue is lo tira, and if you retreat, if you escape, then it shows that your scary is so strong that then you have an avera. רמב"ן בהשגות says, כתב הרב המצווה 58 שנמנענו מלפחד מהכופרים בשעת המלחמה וכולי, right? וזו, אומר הרמב"ן, הבטחה ולא מצווה. Ramban does not agree. Ramban says there is no order that you shall not be afraid, you shall not be scared. It's a promise. It's a promise. Torah tells you, don't be scared, don't be afraid, we'll be okay. Kol yeh beseder, don't worry, Hashem is with you, but it's not an order that you mustn't be afraid. It's a promise that everything will be okay. Ravid says the same. You can see the next source. I'm reading just the bottom. Amar Avraham, Havtachai ve'eina azhara. So also Ravid says it's a promise. It's not an order. I want to ask you what makes more sense. That lo tira mehem is an order that you mustn't, you shall not be scared, or it's a promise like Ramban, don't worry, everything will be okay, it's a promise. What do you say?
I think in context, I think that Ramban and Ryder make more sense because it says, "Lo tira ki Hashem kecha v'kivecha." It says that both Zion and Gimel. So the both were saying, "Don't worry, because Hashem's on your side."
You said that maybe in the Psukim it shows that Hashem is on your side, Hashem Elokecha v'kirvecha. Now really, if you would have time, we would learn all the Psukim, you can do it at home. And then you see that some places seems more like Rambam and some more like Ramban. It depends which parasha. So now let's think in Svara, not Psukim. What do you think in Svara? What makes more sense? It's an order or a promise?
I think it's both. I know, classical, but I think it's both because if we believe in the promise, then we'll fulfill the order. We're inherently not going to be scared if we believe in the promise.
Yes, look, of course, if you say it's an order, so of course, when you are not scared, you understand that it's also a promise, because, of course. But now we have to decide, order or promise. Okay, yeah.
I'd say it makes more sense to say it's a promise, right? It seems crazy, just like, you know, if you said to someone on the street, you know, if you go to war, you're not allowed to be afraid. People would say, like, that's crazy, everyone's afraid if you go to war. It makes more sense to say it's
So you say it makes more sense that if it's a promise, because how can you order on emotions?
But Hashem is upset with the Meraglim and that generation for being free. So it sounds like it is punishable for being free. So it would be in order.
Look, it's interesting, but the Meraglim, it's more complicated. Because maybe you are right, but maybe the Meraglim, the problem is not that they were afraid, maybe it's other things, and maybe it's because they had imaginations of things that maybe there are lots of explanations. So maybe, but we have so many explanations for the Meraglim, so it's not something that we can bring as a proof to one of both sides. If we'll say what the question that you said before, how can we order on emotions? You know, if you see someone that is nervous, you tell him, don't be nervous. What happens? Usually it's more nervous. You want him not to be nervous, not to be afraid. Send him a rabbi, a psychologist. Okay, tell him, don't be afraid, don't be scared. And we have to explain how Rambam says that we can order on emotions. So first answer, we already said, because we saw this stira between Rambam and Sefer HaMitzvot. And Rambam בהלכות מלכים, and we saw that if you are scared a little bit, it's not a sin. It's a sin כנראה just if you did maaseh, you retreat, you did maaseh, okay, so this we can order, like in לא תחמוד. Maybe we can give a second explanation. If you look in Rambam says, you can see in the 6th line of the Rambam צד שמאל, the left side, וכל המתחיל לחשוב ולהרהר במלחמה הוא מבהיל עצמו. What Rambam writes here, when you have a scene, when you are starting to have imaginations, מבהיל עצמו is, you frighten yourself, you have a better word to say it? You have faults and you're trying to have imaginations, and maybe this is the sin. And this thing says רי פרלה, or ספר המצוות לרס"ג. No, ספר המצוות לרס"ג, really, it could be a small booklet, but it's 3 big books. And it's really ספר המצוות לרי פרלה with רס"ג a little. Mori ורבי הרב ליכטנשטיין, זכר צדיק לברכה, didn't quote lots of achronim. But Ri Perla he liked. He brought him lots of times. And Ri Perla says, איך שייך לומר במי שאינו יכול לעמוד בקשרי המלחמה ויכול לראות שחרב שלושה שובר ולא תעשה? הרי כיוון שאינו יכול אנוס, what do you want from him? I mean, he's afraid, he's scared, he's אנוס. Go to the other side, see the end. ורק מתחיל לחשוב ולהרהר במלחמה בדברים שמבהיל עצמו. So he says the same in the Rambam, that just if you start to imagine things and how the enemy is big, then you have a sin, but not if you are just scared. That is maybe not a sin. קידוס ינקוב, סטייפלר, says also the same thing. ועוד נרד המתבהל פתאום מפני שהוא פחדן בטבעו, אינו בכלל אף זה. אלא דווקא מביא עצמו לידי פחד. לשון הרמב"ם כל המהרהר, עד שמתבהל. ולא ניתנה תורה למלאכי השרת. Okay? If you're scared, it's still okay. But if you are frightening yourself, you have imaginations that the enemy is so big that they'll succeed, then you have a sin. בגמרא, in סוטה דף מ"ד, says, ויאספו השוטרים לדבר אל העם, רק רבי עקיבא אומר, הירא ורחב לבב כמשמעו שאינו יכול לעמוד בקשרי מלחמה ולראות חרב שלופה. The Torah says that the שוטרים, policemen, I don't know if it's the right word here, are telling everyone, if you are afraid, don't go to the war. What is afraid? ירא ורחב לבב. רבי עקיבא says, afraid that you cannot see a sword, that you are afraid. רבי יוסי הגלילי אומר, ירא ורחב לבב, זהו המתיירא מעבירות שבידו. רבי יוסי הגלילי אומר, it's someone that's scared from the sins that he has, from his aveiros. רבי עקיבא, okay, this is our blackboard now, and I mean to understand why we need it. רבי עקיבא, ירא ורחב לבב, is someone that's scared. רבי יוסי הגלילי, ירא ורחב לבב, that's someone that has an aveiros, has sin, and is scared from the aveiros, not like Rabbi Akiva, it's scared physically from the war. The Gemara says, מ"ד עמוד ב', מה נתנא להו דתנו רבנן? The Gemara brings a brighter, שמע קול קרנות והרתיע, אגפת ריסין והרתיע, צחצוח חרבות ומים שוטטים הברכיו, חוזר. There's a brighter that says that if you heard noise, you have noise of sword or something else, and you got scared, then you don't go in war. Gemara says this follows who? Keman. Rabbi Akiva. It's like Rabbi Akiva, that Rabbi Akiva said that when you are scared from the war, you don't go, and not scared of averot. And then the Gemara said, maybe we can put it also through Rabbi Yossi Aglili, that you won't bring his friend to be scared, but doesn't matter now for us. Minchas Chinuch. You know, sometimes Minchas Chinuch has a kushia, and the kushia ends with tzarich iyun. Also Rabbi Akiva Iger. Sometimes it's a big kushia, and then it finishes with tzarich iyun gadol. Rabbi Akiva Iger has also another language. If it's a really big kushia, V'Hashem Ya'ir Enai. This is, wow, hands up. Don't know what to do. And Minchas Chinuch brings kushia, and he ends with tzarich iyun gadol. ולי קשה מאוד שיטת הרמב"ם. דאית בסוטה מ"ד עמוד א' פלוגתא, רבי עקיבא אומר, הירא ורחב לבב כמשמעו שאינו יכול לעמוד בקשרי המלחמה. ורבי יוסי הגלילי אומר, הירא ורחב לבב, זה הירא מעבירות שבידו. לפיכך תלתה לו התורה את כל אלו שיחזור בגללה. זו יסוד המחלוקת על רבי עקיבא עם רבי יוסי הגלילי. ופריך שם בגמרא עמוד בייס, מן תנא ליד דתנו רבנן. שמע קול קרנות והרתיע, חוזר. כמן כרבי עקיבא, someone that heard noise of swords or other things and got scared, the Gemara said it's like רבי עקיבא, that ירא כמשמעו, and not from the aveiros, ודלא כרבי יוסי הגלילי. ולשיטת הרמב"ם, דהו לא תעשה, הגם לרבי יוסי הגלילי חוזר, דאתה עושה אתה עבירה, דעובר עליו, דלא תראו ולא תחפזו, וחוזר מאורחי המלחמה, וצריך עיון גדול. What Minchas Chinuch says. The Gemara says that if you heard noise and you got scared, then you go back, you don't go in war, just following Rabbi Akiva. Following Rabbi Yossi Aglili, you go in war. But Minchat Chinuch asks, Rambam taught us that if you are scared, it's an Aveira. So following Rambam, if you heard noise and you got scared, so following Rabbi Akiva, you won't go to the war because you are scared. But if you are scared, you have an Aveira. If you have an Aveira, so also following Rabbi Yossi Aglili, you won't go to the war because you have an Aveira. וצריך עיון גדול. This is the kushya of Minchas Chinuch. What do you say?
You didn't do an Avera.
What do you say?
You didn't do an Avera. You're going to go back at it. So,
You didn't do an Aveira?
yeah, you didn't go back yet. There's no Avera.
If you went back.
You did not go back yet. There's no Avera.
Okay, so let's say it in another words. The Aveira, maybe it's just when you are in the war. This is what you mean? If you didn't go back. Okay, I understand what you say now. You say, okay, like we learned before, we said that maybe if you just you are afraid, it's not an Aveira, just if you retreat, you escape. So in this case, okay, you are scared, but you didn't retreat, so you have no Aveira. Okay, this is Teirutz number 1. Teirutz number 2, that Rambam says, if you go to the page before, מאחר שייכנס בקשרי המלחמה. Just then you are in the war, קשרי המלחמה, you are tied to each other, you are in the war. Then you have the sin if you are scared. But before, you have no sin. Soldiers ask me, in Hebrew it's called, before the war, שטחי כינוס. שטחי כינוס, כינוס, כף יוד, Nun Vav Samech, a place that everyone is together before you go in war. And they ask me, can we send WhatsApp, see the children, see the wife? Now it's no problem. Rambam says, מאחר שייכנס בקשרי המלחמה. Just when you are in the war, not before. All what the Gemara speaks on Rabbi Akiva and Rabbi Yossi Aglili, it's before the war, that the shoter, the Kohen, tells someone, if you're afraid, don't go to the war. But they are not in the war yet. Because it's before the war, so now there is no issue. And we can explain Minchas Chinuch also in a third way, but we won't do it now, we're short of time. We saw two systems. Rambam that says that Lo Tira Mehem is an order. You mustn't, you shall not be afraid. Ramban that said that it's not an order, it's a promise. A third system is Rabbeinu Yonah. You can see here in the left side. כי תצא למלחמה על אויביך, וראית סוס ורכב עם רב, ממך לא תירא מהם. הוזהרנו בזה, שאם יראה האדם כי צרה קרובה, תהיה ישועת השם בלבבו ויבטח עליה. Rabbeinu Yonah says, on one hand, I agree with Rambam, לא תירא מהם, it's an order. But the order is not that you shall not be scared. It's okay, you can be scared. The order is that you know Hashem is with us and we are going to win. Yeshuat Hashem tiyeh bilvavo. Following Rabbeinu Yonah, the order is for everyone here also. Everyone should know Hashem is with us and we are going to win. So we have three systems. We have Rambam that says Lo Tira Mehem is an order. You shall not be scared of the enemy. We have Ramban that says that it's a promise. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. We have Rabbeinu Yonah that says it's in order, but the order is not that you should not be scared. The order is that you should know that we are going to win, that Hashem is with us. Let's go back to this lady. Following Rabbeinu Yonah, can she share with her husband that she's pregnant?
Yeah.
No problem, right? Because he knows that we are going to win. Following Ramban, can she share with her husband? No problem, it's a promise. Following Rambam, can she share with her husband?
If he's not in Kishrei Milchama, then yeah.
He's in Gaza.
But he's coming back out. He's gonna
No, now he's in Kishrei Milchama. This is not, this won't help us. But it's interesting, because on one hand, Rambam says you mustn't be afraid. But really, as we saw Rambam, it's more complicated. It's not just don't be afraid. We saw, following Rambam, that also to think, to be afraid. The problem is when it brings you to retreat, to escape. If you are scared, there is no sin. And actually, we don't find anywhere, not in Gemara, not in Yerushalmi, what a Rambam brought that you should not think not on your wife and not on your children. And because of this, it seems that it's not a sin to think on your wife and children in war. It's an advice. The Rambam says, don't think about them because this will bring you to be scared. And we have to think how not to be scared. So following Ramban and Rabbeinu Yonah, it's not a problem at all. But also following Rambam, it's something that can change in generations, between people. I asked this lady, tell me, you know your husband better than anyone else. What do you think? When you'll share with him that you are pregnant, will it distract him, being afraid, or will it give him chizuk? She thinks a minute and she says, it depends how will I say it. I say, okay, what do you mean? She says, if I'm going to cry, he's going to be distracted. If I say it besimcha, give him chizuk. I told her, okay, you have 2 days, cry. Finish crying. Then when he calls you, if you feel you have koach, tell him. Usually I don't know what happened afterwards, because most people that call me, I don't know who they are. But after a week and a half, I get a telephone call, Shalom Harav, my name is Yaakov. I'm now out of Gaza for a short break. Do you remember that a woman called you? She told you she's pregnant. She asked you to tell the husband. I said, yes. He said, it's me. And he says, I want bracha for the rayon, pregnancy. I gave him bracha, and then I told him, look, I'm anxious to know what happened. How did it touch you? How did it affect you? Did it distract you, or did it give you chizuk? He said, Rebbe, when I heard that my wife is pregnant, I knew I have another reason to beat Hamas. I do it for my child. And you see Am Yisrael, say, wow. No one is like Am Yisrael. You know, when we went out of Egypt, first time, if you want to compare then and today, out of Egypt, the Gemara in Sota says, one side the Egyptians, one side the sea, and nothing open, still someone brave jumped, and his name is Nachshon ben Aminadav. I want to ask you, if it would be today, we would have a sea, and Hashem would say, Daber el bnei Yisrael v'isau. How many people, let's say Israelis, would jump to the river? How many? If I would say 100,000, it's not enough. Much more, you understand? As a nation that we are in Geulah, in redemption, something special happens, and Baruch Hashem, there are lots of things, challenging things, but Baruch Hashem, we see lots of miracles, lots of special things. We see Am Yisrael, we see Emunah, we see unity. In the beginning it was 99%, but it's still 85%. I'm working on a big project of unity, of teenagers, other observant, not observant, to bring together. We did a big event 2.5 weeks ago, thousands of teenagers, 17 years old, religious, non-religious, together. Wow, in Tel Aviv, was so special, something happens. Bezrat Hashem, we are going to win. We are already winning. Hashem is with us. It's not us we are going to win, we are going to jump to another level in our redemption, in Geulah, in Mashiach, in Emunah, in unity. We are going to be much stronger, Bezrat Hashem, after this war. I mentioned Kriyat Yam Suf, and Chazal told us, קשה זיווגם של ישראל כקריאת ים סוף, a שידוך. It's complicated, like קריאת ים סוף. So, 6 years ago, I saw in Israel that we need to do something. And we need to do something new. So, I, with another one, called El Niño, we started a new system called Shagririm Balev. What is Shagririm Balev? People, lots of people, they don't go to Shadchanim, to this. Most Shidduchim are done by friends. We did something that a friend can help his friends. Shagrir is ambassador. everyone that wants is shagrir. And he interviews friends. And each friend, let's say, sits with him half an hour, and the system asks questions also to focus what you need, what you are searching. Sometimes also important. And afterwards, he puts it in the system, presses on a button, and the AI gives, let's say, 20 options. It's closed, no one can see it, just shagririm. The shagrir goes over and says, okay, those 3 I think can be good. He speaks for the shagrir or the shagrira of the girl or the boy, and if they think it's good, they send both of them the details, and they try, to give few tips here and there, to call them, to help them. And Baruch Hashem, it works so well that every 2 days, sometimes 3 days, we have a wedding. We did hundreds of weddings. I want to tell you, I'm very busy. באמת I'm busy. I'm teaching and learning. I'm writing now חלק חמישי on הלכות שבת. I'm writing חלק שני on איסור והתר. I'm writing חלק שני on שאלות ותשובות for the war. I'm very busy, באמת. And I have all the chesed, but I cannot be the נשיא of שגרירים בלב without being a שגריר. So 2 years ago I became a shagrir. And also if I'm busy, it's few minutes, a very special system. If 2 weeks I don't do anything, it screams at me, we chuck you out. I don't think they chuck me out, but I go for a minute. Baruch Hashem, I did myself 3 shidduchim. In this thing, when I'm very busy, and I tell you, and sometimes, there are things that you see, it works. It works in a special system. And because it works, and we want to help everyone, so we are doing it now in the United States. You remember my speech here now, because from this speech, Bezrat Hashem, from here, we'll have dozens of shagririm, and also singles that will be written there. And from this thing, I believe, כמה את חושבת? You want to introduce yourself a minute?
I'm Shelly. I am a news coordinator of Shagririm Balev. And I'm here to guide you to join in this system. It's very, very successful already. We have weddings, as the Rav say, every 2 days. And I'm on the WhatsApp group. There's engagement. It's very active. It's very played in Israel, and we wanted to just explain here. It is already going for 6 months now. There's over 600 ambassadors, and each one is 3 candidates, 3 singles, and whoever they know is also a single, because you can also make an external suggestion. So we want you to join this great thing.
So they can register with you afterwards, or how they can do it?
Yes, I have a card with a barcode. You can sign
Everyone
up
can
for this.
have a card?
Also, please write your name and your WhatsApp number for any further questions, instructions, whatnot. And
In a year when I'm coming here, or 2 years, I don't want to promise now, let's say 2 years, how many weddings we are going to do? What do you think, 50 is good? More. From here, just from this thing, I think between 50 to 300. No, Bezrat Hashem, we work on it. We have to look. We have a wonderful generation, but somehow people are stuck with shidduchim, and when you help them, it comes. And I suggest not to wait. Don't wait. People wait. Don't wait. Not to get married 16 years old like the Gemara, but don't wait. Don't wait. I won't tell you the age that I think, but don't wait. The time, go, be married, and I have to tell you, when you are married earlier, today, it also keeps you more yeshivish. As much as you are after, you are less. So I think that everyone here, if you are not married already, go on it. And Bezrat Hashem, that together we'll succeed to help Am Yisrael. I pray on it also 3 times a day. It's not just we have to pray, but we have to help Kodosh Baruch Hu, not just to pray, to do action. Bezrat Hashem, שכל מי שכאן רווק, שימצא זיווג הגון וטוב וירא שמיים ובעל מידות טובות במהרה. ושכל הנשואים פה שתהיה להם אהבה גדולה בזוגיות, שיזכו לראות דור ישרים מבורך, ושיזכו לעזור לעוד הרבה זוגות להתחתן. אוקיי. תודה רבה. אפשר to give große Shield. תודה רבה.